Welcome
Back
to the TAE Time Podcast
podcast.
with your host with the most, with the smoothest buttery voice. Oh god damn, boy, what you
You're
said?
about to have an O to yourself here.
Nah,
Calm down,
it's
love.
Chill.
Calm down.
Yeah, no. We're out here back again. You know, this episode, the last two episodes, bet you never guessed it, filmed the same week.
I know, right?
Because I was off on holiday. Me, not Nicoletta, me. I was off on holiday in London, so we had to get it early and everything. So we had to do that. So not too bad, but yeah, I know it's pretty good now. Not too bad. You know, we're having a good time.
Yeah, tell us a bit about your trip.
It was calm,
What are the pros and cons of London?
fun, pro, con,
Come on, give us
expensive.
a good bit. I can make a good reel out of this.
Yeah, no, you're not making no real out of this. It was calm though. It was enjoyable. It was a good time. I hope all of you get the chance to go have a nice holiday yourself. You know, it's summertime. Go enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself. You know, to be honest, enjoy yourself all around the year, not just during summer. To be honest.
Yeah, but that's expensive,
you know,
man. People don't have money like that.
Summer is the most expensive time to travel. So technically,
I'm
you should
just
be. If you
saying.
wanted money, consciousness, you shouldn't travel during summer.
Just
You know,
saying.
but yeah. Anyway, how are you? How's things been?
I've been good. Have you seen our socials?
That of course, Nicola just needs to toot her own horn.
I'm not tooting my
But it's not
own
really.
horn.
It's not even really just you. It's the socials wouldn't exist if it wasn't for us. You know, after
Yeah,
the first initial round of
the
editing.
fact that you have to go back to I'm part of it. I'm part of it.
Yeah. Let me just. So I have to edit it first, and then give her that, and then after that, I have to also be in the video. You know, like this, like the clips wouldn't exist if I wasn't here. So.
Maybe they would. It'd be a one-man show, a one-woman show.
A one-woman show.
Yeah, but yeah. Welcome to anyone who's new. There's been a couple new subscribers since we last put our last video out.
Yeah.
So welcome. Hope you enjoy and are here to stay.
Yeah. You're not just here for the memes for a little bit. But yeah, no. Well, let's get into today's show.
Today, we're bringing more Reddit stories to you guys because, you know, it seems like you guys like them.
Yeah.
So it's a good time. We're here sharing them with each other anyway. So, like, what better use of our time than sitting down, having a chat, you know?
Yeah, also makes for great reels and TikTok content.
Talk talks. Okay, so one of the first stories that I have here, and it's one that I've saved. I know Farouk sent me a couple of them, but I have one here. And the title is Wife Duty. So, my husband thinks there are wife duties that are universal, so I was wondering if anyone does these things for your husband. 1. Clip toenails. 2. Laundry. 3. Cook. We have 3 kids, so I mostly cook things I think we can all eat. He thinks I should cook just for him. What do you think about the term wife duties?
Yo, that's kind of wild, isn't it? My guy's wilding. Like, some guys would say he's living his best life. Some guys would say that guy's wilding. No, that's crazy. Like, the clipping toenails thing is a bit...
Do you know what? She said, oh, my husband believes that thy wife has 3 duties, right? Does this mean that she's been doing them?
Yeah, obviously. I assume she's been doing these things.
Oh, God.
Like, you know, I don't think she's just saying it. She's saying that
This is what I do.
this is what I do. And
Damn.
and like, do other women do this? Am I an outlier? You know, what's the story? But yeah, no, that is not wife duties. That is, you got played. you played. But nah, for real, like, that's crazy. Clipping toenails thing, ooh. Also, cooking is not a wife duty. That's like anybody goes. That's anyone.
And how are you meant to survive
like,
as a whatever you are?
Yeah, like, that's anybody. Like, you know, like, yeah, your wife can cook for you if she so wishes, but you can also cook for yourself, and you can also cook for your wife, you know, and so on and so forth. Like, it doesn't have to be wife duties. So, no, that's kind of wild. And then what was the last thing she was saying? That
The laundry.
the laundry, sorry.
Yeah.
The second thing was the laundry. Yeah, no, like you can do your own laundry. You don't need to be your wife to do the laundry. So what? Like, does that mean he just wears dirty clothes until she washes them? Or, like, does she have to be on top of it? Like, the moment he's like, wash these. She's like, yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then instantly, like, goes off and washes them. But the also the cooking thing.
They're
like,
having different meals.
The different meals. So like she's making food for the kids and like for everyone and herself. So she's eating what the kids are eating, but he gets to eat something different.
That's so unfair.
So that's just extra work for her for meals. Like I assume she's maybe only doing it for dinner and maybe breakfast, but still that's long.
We don't know because I'm thinking she doesn't say the ages of them, but like kids to me sounds kids who need cooking for, kids who are around for the 3 meals a day.
No.
Kids
I'm talking about his meal being different because I assume he's working.
Oh, so
it's
but
only
she might
dinner.
be preparing his lunches and making him breakfast.
I highly doubt this guy's eating his wife's cooking for lunch. He sounds like one of those guys who's like going out to town to eat during lunch or something.
That's so sad because like thinking about cooking different meals and kids are picky. Kids are really picky eaters.
2 different dinners every day. That's long. Because like making one dinner is like, depending on how good you want to make the dinner, that's like 30 minutes to an hour, right? So like you do that and then you have to make your husband's dinner and then that's also another extra 30 minutes or an hour on top of that. So she's cooking for maybe an hour to 2 hours every night.
Dinner.
Just for dinner.
Dang.
Like just because this guy's like, I don't want to eat the same thing kids are eating. I'm a grown-ass man.
Do you know what, though? This kind of brings me to this TikTok I actually literally just saw, I think yesterday. And it was this guy, and he was saying that, I don't care what type of wife I have, like white, black, Asian, whatever she is. Yeah. I expect her to know how to cook Middle Eastern food, right? And
I expect you to speak Yoruba. Yes. Same energy. Okay, continue.
that was his thing. That was his whole shtick. Like his whole requirement was lady knowing how to cook my food, like from my country, whatever. Yeah. And then he went on to talk about how he was with this girl. I don't know where she's from. Don't remember if he said. And she cooked it, and it was absolutely horrendous. Like it was really bad. Horrendous. But he was like, the fact that she put in the effort, I really appreciated that. So I don't know, do you have any requirements for like a wife?
No, for me, I'm a big person, and take this lesson here, ladies and gentlemen. This goes for all genders, for everybody. Do not ever be reliant on anyone else for anything, because if you are so reliant on yourself, in the sense that like if you can cook yourself, clean yourself, do everything, make your own money, do whatever, and you continue doing those things in a relationship, obviously, like if your partner wants to help you and like you let them or whatever, but do never become dependent on someone, because then that way you're never dependent on them. Yeah. And also like try to do as much as you can, because I always have this thing of like I don't want to turn around one day and be like, you never do anything, I do everything, and then I'm like too stunned to speak because it's like true, like, so you got to do some stuff for yourself so you can back yourself up in situations like that. And also just like if you guys ever split up or you ever are alone, like you can just survive for yourself.
But do you think that this is a fair requirement that he asked of?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think it's a different story if the statement was, my wife, I would like my wife to at least try cook Middle Eastern food. Mm-hmm. That's a lot different from I require my wife to be able to cook Middle Eastern food, because he didn't even say learn. He said to be able to.
I mean, he never said that she couldn't learn. It's just like he wants his partner to get to a point where he
can be like, I want whatever Middle Eastern food and she'll make
but
it. No.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think there's a lot wrong with that, because I think the difference in statement matters as to trying.
I don't think so.
And having to be able to, like, obviously, I think be able to cook your own food.
I know. Okay, so I know what you're saying,
like,
right?
I know how to cook jollof rice, fried rice, all these other Nigerian foods I want to eat, because I know that I can end up being with someone, and I am with someone who like isn't making that food on a daily basis for themselves, because that's not what they're used to, So like worst case scenario, it's like I can make it myself if I want to. Okay,
but I don't. Here's the thing. Hear me out, okay?
Hear me out.
I think he's in the right. I feel like people can have different requirements. Say even for example, like you want I being from Romania, whatever. I want a partner who speaks Romanian, right? That's such a fair requirement.
That's different though.
No, because what if I also, like, say I love Romanian food or whatever, and I want a partner who can cook Romanian food?
Oh, that,
like it's just
I
one
think,
of those requirements that you have.
Okay,
you know.
I think that's fine in the sense of, like, let's say you want a like, if you're saying I want a partner with that can do X.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a different story if it's like, I'll have this partner that does Y, but I want them to go learn how to do X. Like, it's fine to, like, have as an opinion, but I don't think you can force someone into that or whatever.
I don't think he's forcing anything on anyone. I think he's saying that regardless of where my wife ends up being from, which I think is quite respectful, because he's not saying I only want a Middle Eastern woman. I'm willing to be with anyone as long as they can cook the food that I like.
I guess, like, that way, if you look at it that way, it's like, they just happen to know how to do it. You're like, wow, wifey material. I guess
or even like, because he never said he's not okay with learning. Clearly, he had huge respect for the girl.
Who tried,
you know.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess if you're looking at it from that point, I don't take too much negative into it, but at the same time, like, I don't know, just cook your own food.
And I get that, but I think it's a fair.
Like, it saves you, because, like, you're just shortening the pool of people you can be with for no reason.
It doesn't matter if that's your only requirement. Even if you have 2, 3, whatever clipping toenails requirement, like, it is what it is. As long as you say at the start and you're like, this is what I require, or like, even in a situation of like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, so you're the provider, I'll do the cooking, cleaning. If that's what works for us.
No. I just feel like when people put hard requirements like that, it just shortens your pool so much. You know?
I don't think he cares. He looks like someone with lots of money. I think he's good. To be honest. Okay, on to the next story. Am I the asshole for demanding to use my brother's stuff? Yes. Next. I, 15 female, have a brother, 16 male. My parents, they're teens. Yeah. My parents always buy him stuff, computer, tablet, violin, etc. But when I ask them for the same stuff, they always answer with, we'll buy you the same thing next year when you turn the same age. Or, we can't afford to right now, so we'll buy you one later. But they never do. Last night, I had to do a school project, but because I didn't have a computer, I couldn't. I usually borrow someone's, a family member like a cousin, laptop for these stuff, but this time everyone needed theirs, so no one would give me. I got so angry and frustrated that I started yelling at them and telling them if they don't let me share his stuff, I'm going to break his computer. I'm not going to do it, probably. My parents think I'm being irrational and an asshole because these are his stuff. If he doesn't want to share with you, then he doesn't have to. I think they're the assholes because if they can't buy 2 of the same thing, then they shouldn't buy for one of us. Just for one of us.
That's an interesting story. One, why did you go around screaming like that? Please grow up. Obviously, you're only 15, so
she doesn't know any better.
She doesn't know any better. But like, like screaming and whatever and saying I'm gonna break it is a very rational thing to do. You know, it's very not.
But even in parentheses, when she says I'm probably not gonna do it though.
Yeah, but still,
as in like it's more of like exaggerating.
Yeah, it was heat of the moment. She was angry. Like, come on, please grow up. You're 15 years old, and like. It's kind of weird, that situation there, because she always borrows people's stuff or whatever. I never heard brother's thing. And also I'd be interested to know, like, because they said we'll get you the same thing when you're that same age. Has it happened? Like, is that them saying it now to her at 15, that when she's 16 they'll give it to her? Or has it happened before and they just haven't done it?
Well, clearly she said that they've said these false promises before and never do, and I don't know if it's for a laptop or not or whatever, but the fact that it's been a common theme of
I guess like
not
or whatever. But either way, so the brother is getting stuff, she's not getting stuff. One kind of bad buzz on the parents there, to be honest. It's like, if you can only get one of those things, it should be a situation where they share it. If you're gonna get one of, like, if it's a laptop or something, you just share it, because at least it's not something like she was playing with the laptop. She needed it for school, like, you know, which is a whole different story. So like, especially something like that, it should be like, share the laptop, you know, which makes sense. And
but why Why share if they bought it for him? I think what they could have done is buy a house laptop.
No, that's what I mean. As in, like,
Okay.
when I say share, I mean like they should have bought
Okay.
a laptop for them to share
Yeah.
for stuff like that. You know, that's like all those things. But like, and I can't see from the parents' perspective right now as to why they would do that, unless they hate her and they like him and it's pure favoritism.
I think the mailman's dad.
You know, like, yeah, they're like, the dad just looks at her, he's like, you're not my child. But no, it's like.
Do you know what I find weird though? Clearly, one of the things that she stated that the brother got was a violin, which tells me a pastime, you know, something he's interested in. Whereas this is kind of a necessity. Like with COVID and stuff, a lot of kids started school online, you know, and you need access to technology to even do assignments or whatever.
Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if they have like a house laptop or something, and like she doesn't want to use it or something.
Oh,
like,
and she's not telling us.
Yeah, like, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like let's say like there's a little Dell laptop in the corner, but
brick.
then her brother has like a MacBook.
Yeah.
You know? She's like, I want to use the MacBook and not the Dell laptop. You know, because that is something like a teenager would
100%,
do. Like, and they wouldn't
100%.
put in that story. Like, no, the more I think about it now, as in like they like you're like use this. And then they're like, no,
50.
I want that.
15-year-old on Reddit furiously typing. Like,
As there's a fucking Dell computer in the corner. Like,
possibly.
You know?
Possibly. We don't know.
like, because she says she borrows like cousins and stuff. But that could also be a situation just because she wants to. To be honest, I need more information now that I thought about that. Like,
I mean, you have to take every story with a grain of salt, but I like that we're able to discuss.
Yeah.
You know, what if this part is missing from the story?
Because like there could be a crusty Dell laptop in the corner.
Yeah, because
but she doesn't want to use
that's it. Because you think her parents are really gonna let her off without doing schoolwork?
Yeah, because
like,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, because I'm really thinking like. I feel like if they were that shitty to her, they'd probably be shitty to him too.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like obviously in there are scenarios where they're shitty to one and not the other. Absolutely, that happens in families. But I'm just thinking, it's like they're like, oh yeah, just fail your schoolwork. You know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like they would more likely to be like, if they're, let's say his laptop was the only laptop, I feel like they'd be like, yeah, just let her use the laptop for whatever. You know? But the fact that there wasn't ever any let her use the laptop, I feel like now in the back of my head I'm like, was there another option they gave her, where she just didn't want that option?
Yeah, to be fair, 15 is quite young to just give them buy them an expensive stuff, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Look, if the story is real and this is 100% the case, then the parents are kind of dickish, you know. Why would you do that? But there is the possibility that there's a hidden brick in the house that she could use, you know. Probably has Word working on it perfectly. But then, question for you, then obviously growing up with two other brothers, you know, did your parents kind of try to get the same things for all of you guys?
We just shared everything.
Or?
We shared everything. We had to do everything. That's why I said, like, you just have a communal thing. Like, even we had a desktop PC at home that we all used if we needed it. Mm-hmm. We had all these other things.
And this included your parents too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, we all just shared everything. Like, my parents didn't have money to be buying each of us our own little give me my bob, all these things you know. So like, no, we all had to share whatever. Like if it was, and that's if it was a necessity, they'd buy it and we'd all share it. But, you know, you never had that struggle as being an only child. You just got whatever. You're like,
I actually didn't. I didn't really get. Yeah, I didn't really get anything.
Well, I'm saying everything that you
that.
ever got was yours and only yours.
Yeah, that's it.
You know.
But like you know, like if say I had a laptop, but if my parents needed it, they just use it. That kind of thing. Exactly. It just my parents. Their technology level wasn't like that. They didn't really care. But what was I gonna ask? So then, like, if you got to a point with your brothers where one of you got a phone or something, did you have to share that? Did the others get that?
No, we never got anything like fancy like a phone that we all wanted to have. It was like my first one was like one of those shitty little Nokias, you know, the nice and cheap ones. And then, well, like, was expensive for my parents at the time, obviously. Mm-hmm. But and like. That was for me to only call for emergencies in case my parents were home and whatever, you know? Like, that was it. My mom and my dad's number was the only thing on it. And then, obviously, my brothers were a bit younger. They didn't care because I was one taking care of them anyway. And it's not like I couldn't do anything with the phone, you know? Like, besides, like, pay ringtones. They're like, oh, look at
this one.
You know? But then, at the same time, you also have to think about like when my brothers got phones or whatever. Like, but see, probably out of all of us is the only one who was spoiled. In the end of the day, like later on, because boss and I are gone, essentially he ended up having like really nice stuff in comparison to like us at that age. You get me? You know, so like by that stage, like we couldn't give a shit, like, you know, so never really fell into that trouble there. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. You know, sharing is caring, as they say. Am I the asshole for complimenting a friend of mine, making my fiance jealous? Yes. Yes,
Saucy.
right? Yeah.
Saucy. No, we need context here.
Okay. I've, 29 male, known my good friend Sarah, 29 female, since we were both 7 years old. We grew up together and we were very close. Sarah is very beautiful and stylish. She's working as a bridal consultant and a stylist, and she's into the fashion industry, so her sense of style is immaculate. My fiance Jane, 27 female, is a lawyer. She has a more casual, chic style, while Sarah has a more glamorous style. And I realize how both women's works and lifestyles also affect their sense of style. For the record, I adore my fiance. I've been with her since she was 20 and I was 22. Proposed to her a year ago, and she's the nicest and most supportive woman I've ever met. So before anyone says I may be attracted to Sarah over my fiance, remember this. Sarah is a good friend, but we are not compatible to work as a couple at all. Her life goals do not align with mine, and her lifestyle is exhausting for me. While Jane, on the other hand, and I are compatible in every aspect. Sarah is what we'd call conventionally attractive, while Jane has a more unique kind of beauty. That's why you say to women who are ugly.
That is sauce as hell.
You think they're ugly.
That is sauce. That's like it's like your mom saying, it doesn't matter what they say, you're beautiful to me.
Yeah. Or like when you ask the boys, like, show them your girl, and they're like, as long as you're happy, bro.
You know, like unique beauty. I don't know about
it's his own wife, like.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Okay. Sarah is the kind of woman who will make everyone turn their heads and just stare at her whenever she enters a room. She's always been like that. Jane didn't seem to mind at first, but later on she started getting bothered whenever I over-complimented Sarah, but still didn't make a big deal out of it. A friend of Sarah and I got engaged over the weekend and had his engagement party to his new fiancé. Sarah was invited, so was I with my wife. As always, once Sarah walked in, everyone turned to look at her. It was one of the best outfits she'd wear and one of the best hairstyles she'd have. I went to greet her and I couldn't stop complimenting her all night long because she truly outdid herself. I noticed Jane sitting alone later and I went to ask her, "What's wrong?" She replied that I'm ridiculous for asking, as if I don't know already. Then my friend's new fiance and my friend pulled me to the side and told me that they had spotted my fiance crying in the hallway a while ago, and she told them that she feels like she's never going to be as good and as pretty as Sarah in my eyes, and she feels humiliated and jealous. My friend's fiance also told me that what Sarah wore to the engagement party was beyond inappropriate, but she wouldn't say anything because she doesn't want to stir drama, and that at some point Sarah needs to stop trying to have all the attention to herself, constantly trying to overshadow everyone.
Yo, Sarah does sound like that bitch, not gonna lie. She does sound like
she's that bitch.
She that bitch. But like she sound like she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna be better than
the person getting married.
You know, she's one of those people who's like, I want everyone to look at me. Fuck you and your day.
Oh my god. But, how sad.
That's wild. But the thing is, he knows. Like, one thing I saw prevalent in that story consistently is he knows he's complimenting her all the time. He even said he's over complimenting her, right? He said that.
No, he said that. That's what the. He admitted that he was over complimenting her that night.
Yeah, you know, like, and so he knows he does it, but he thinks he just believes there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
There, so much of the story was like, she's this, and it's like, you know, when he said we're not compatible because of lifestyles, it sounds like he really wants them to be compatible, but can't be.
I don't know if it's he wants. I think it's that he's like, we wouldn't work out because of whatever.
But he hopes he would.
If it would, obviously, it's a different story.
He'd only love it. That's why. He'd only love it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Jane, I think you gotta run. Not gonna lie, he said you're uniquely beautiful.
Oh God.
Like, you can take that as like, oh my God, he has eyes for me. No.
Clearly, he has eyes for Sarah.
He likes your personality, not you. That is how it is. That is what he's saying. Mad.
Yeah.
Nah. That's crazy.
I love how in the story he says at some point, at some point throughout the night, I noticed my fiance sitting by herself.
Like, I was so busy looking at Sarah that I actually forgot I had a wife for a bit. And then I was like, oh shit, let me go check on that girl.
Noticed her by herself. What are you doing?
And I was like, you okay? Need a snack, kid? You good?
It's like going to the child that's sitting by themselves at some event. Like, what?
Oh my God, my guy. Guys, we don't really need to say much in this story. Like, I think we all know what's up. Like,
okay, now I'll come to agreement. Okay, so then on to you, right? And your, like, you know, personal whatever. What are the kind of like boundaries, as in like to complimenting someone, or like if I was like out here, you know, complimenting your friends, like at what point would be too much, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. When it comes to boundaries, honestly, I don't know. Like, for me, I don't really care.
Do other guys care?
Some guys care. Like, I think everyone's different. Like me, I personally don't care if like you're like, let's say to one of my mates, you're so good looking. Oh, you're so lean. You're so big right now, or whatever. You know, because I compliment my friends. I'm a big complimenter.
No, but this isn't about. This is about me complimenting your friends.
I think because I'm a big complimenter, I don't mind you complimenting.
But if I was
here
gushing over your friend, like, oh my God, he's so good looking. Oh my God, his eyes, his hair.
I don't know. Like, I'm there with my buddies. I'm like, damn, bro, you're looking jacked. You're looking good.
I don't think you'd like it.
You know?
I don't think you'd like it.
I think it depends on how it was done. I think if you said it, like in a sense of like, oh, I'm just complimenting this person because holy shit. Like for example, sometimes you see someone and you're taken aback. You're like, damn. That's wild.
It's making you taken aback.
Because like I'm about to take your head aback. But
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
But it's like, you know, you're like, wow, you're looking great, bloody blah. But I think if it's like, oh my God, you're looking so good. Like, oh my God, your eyes, and I just wish I could stare at them all day. Like, they're amazing. And then it's on and on and on, as if, but in a very flirtatious way.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, yo.
I think you're right in that there's you can tell when something is flirtatious versus
exactly.
like, oh, you're looking good. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know.
I feel like sometimes like it's like giving credit. Like, for example, let's say like Wagwan, one of my friends, you know who you are, like comes up, you know, he kind of like does his body up, you know, gets jacked and like, you know, like looks better, much put it together. We're both, and you're like, wow, good for you. You're looking amazing. You're looking good. I really like the fit. Everything's looking great. You're looking amazing right now. And you keep going like, I am actually so stunned about how amazing you look. Like, I don't have a problem with that because it's like, holy shit, props to you, you know, and props to everything, right? In comparison to, hey, yo, you looking hella spicy, you know. Damn, you know, I think tone matters. Tone and flirtatious manner, intention, all those things.
So
come to play.
My boundary, oh God, I have lots of boundaries.
Don't say anything.
Don't even look in the direction. I think genuinely, if you were to call someone beautiful, I would end your life. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of guessed. The blood is controlling.
Don't. Hey, no, I'm not. You take that back.
Yeah, I take that back.
You take that back. blink twice if you need help. No, but I think if it's like, you know, if it's done like so beautiful, shut up, because the only beautiful women in your life is me and our mothers. Facts. And future daughter. Who knows? If ever. Okay, on to the next story. This is more of like an advice for a female, you know, from a male's point of view. So
Wait, what?
This one's for you. Okay.
For you.
Here we go. As I was transferring data from my fiance's phone to mine, a text message popped up that said, do you want to buy me some bathing suits? So I responded with, who is this? And she said, Kennedy. I asked my fiance, who's Kennedy? And he said he didn't know. So as I'm calling her, he remembers who she is, but he refers to her as Kenny. When she answers, I asked her why is she asking him to buy her bathing suits? And she says, I'm sorry. So then I asked her, do you know that he's engaged? She said, no. I thanked her and hung up. I asked my fiance, why didn't he tell her that he is engaged? And his response was, I don't go telling my business to everyone. However, I've been on the phone with him plenty of times and heard him say, my fiance this, my fiance that, blah, 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 when he's talking to other people. But according to him, they're just friends. Thoughts?
They're just friends, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I got you, bro. Yeah.
So where's my cookie?
I don't know. That scenario is very weird. Like, is Kenny in on it? Like, she backed man up? I feel like she backed man up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That she's like, oh, no, I don't know.
I didn't know.
And then he was like, yo. Like, we're just friends. You know, like, I wiggle.
Yeah. I casually buy my friends bathing suits.
Well, no. There are people who do that. Please.
But hang on.
Babe, I have friend groups that buy each other Apple Watches.
No, listen. It's different. It's friend groups, whatever. It's not a, hey, do you want to buy me bathing suits?
My friends do that.
No.
My friends do that.
No, it's just, no.
But anyway, like,
no.
I don't know.
Who are your friends?
Like, I'm trying to think right now. Like, I think it's sus. Absolutely think it's sus. I think she should look into that. But at the same time, I'm trying to look from the other perspective. Where it's a situation where that, I don't know, like it's a situation where it's like,
there's no other situation.
How about if they actually are friends and they're just close? But if you are close, why didn't you tell your friend about your wife?
And why does your wife not know about her, or vice versa? You know.
So it's kind of sus. Honestly, I'm sorry, bro. I can't back you up here. Like, there's too many plot holes here. There's too many plot holes.
Can't back you up any further. He's done his part.
Too many plot holes here.
Yeah. So sus behavior. That is all. Period. Drop him, girl. That's so weird. Like bathing suits. What?
Yeah.
Strange. On to the next story. Am I the asshole for using my son's savings to get his stepbrother's car fixed? Dun, 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 dun.
That's kind of sussy, bro.
My stepson, 19, got a new car from his bio mom. She and her family are well off, and unlike me, they could afford to buy a car. I'm happy for my stepson, but my son, 17, isn't. In fact, he complains about how unfair it is for my husband to let his ex gift their son a car, but not him. It's unreasonable, I know, but teenage years are mostly hard, and it's even harder to expect the kids to be reasonable. My son wanted to take part in driving the car as a compromise, or else we would have to get rid of it. I sat him down to explain to him that the car is his stepbrother's property and he shouldn't be expecting to drive it unless he's given permission. He was having none of it and kept giving us ultimatums, saying he either shared the car with his stepbrother or the car goes. When my husband confronted him, my son went and done so much damage to the car. He threw paint on it, ruined the lights, and damaged the front of it completely. My stepson had a breakdown when he saw it in the morning, and my husband was beyond livid. After seeing the footages from our driveway cam footages and seeing my son damaging the car, my husband confronted my son later, and all my son did was laugh and give him the middle finger. I went to take all of his camp savings for the summer to pay for the damages and gave them to my husband. My son found out and went batshit on everyone in the house. He accused me of stealing, then trying to please my husband for sex, then told his stepbrother that he warned him and so he shouldn't be blamed. He also said it was my fault for not getting him a car or getting my husband to get him a car in the first place to avoid favoritism and conflict. He's been spending majority of his time in his room, refusing to come out or eat anything. I'm worried about him not eating because he did this once and ended up in hospital for low BP.
Let him starve. Let him starve.
I didn't even finish my sentence.
Nah, let him starve. For real. That kid
is going places. Jail.
Yeah, jail is the places. What a pet. He's 17.
Yeah.
He's not like a little kid.
Yeah.
He's 17. 1 year away from being a legal adult.
If he was 18, could he be charged?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can be charged at 17, sure.
Oh, okay.
Just they're not pressing charges on him because he's being charged as a juvenile. And depending on how long the case goes on for, I think he could be charged as an adult. But either way, like, that's not even about the matter. The matter is he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
That kid's a psycho.
He needs help.
He needs help. Holy shit. Could you imagine being like, yeah, if I don't get to share the car, no one gets to have the car. And he did it, and he says it with a dead ass. He looks into the camera like, it's either both of us or none of us. You know, like, fucking big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good for, bro. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Like, my guy, it is mad. Nah, for real. At first I was like, what's the story here? And then I heard he was like, why is he said like, oh, how come the dad is letting the ex buy the son things? I'm like, that has nothing to do. That's not even your mother.
That's not even your mom.
Speak to your own mother, please.
Literally.
And then,
well, don't speak to her because you probably hurt her feelings like you have been.
Yeah,
poor
but, like,
mom.
and then I just kept escalating.
It kept getting worse.
Kept getting worse.
Second.
Crazy mother. No way, Jose. Oh, kids like that. You know, I said that a few episodes ago that I don't hit kids. Kids like that deserve to get hit. Kids like that deserve to get hit. On God. Kids like that. Because that's not a kid no more. That's not a grown-ass man beat his ass. No way.
Sometimes violence is the answer.
And the funniest thing is all the savings probably doesn't even pay for all the damages.
No, 100% not. 100% not.
You know?
But I'm really glad that the mom did that because, like, clearly... But at the same time, you know, she's very, like, caring towards the kid because she's worried about him not eating and stuff.
Let him starve.
And I'm glad that she took the money. So she took responsibility. She knew, like, what had to be done. But it sounds like it's definitely not the first time he acts up like this.
Yeah, no. Fuck, man. Imagine having a kid like that. Drama, walla in my life too much. Holy shit, that kid is crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, that kid's wild. And I can see how he got like that.
Really?
Yeah, look at how caring the mom is. I can see how he got like that.
Yeah,
he didn't get enough repercussions when he was.
I mean, the fact that he went on a I'm not gonna eat, stay in my room, and then ended up in hospital tells you enough.
Yeah, like you can see why he ended up like that. The mom wasn't strong-handed enough. Like, you don't have to beat his ass, but like you gotta be like firm with the kid.
And I feel like if the
that's a little Timmy.
Yeah,
little Timmy don't. Oh.
I feel like if the stepdad tries to step up and be like that, it's just not gonna work. He's too old, and he's gonna be like, you don't tell me what to do, you're not even my dad, and like all this
my pops,
all this kind of dumb shit.
Fuck that kid. Fuck that
kid.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, no, literally the story was definitely on the crazy side. All right, so this story is a little bit long, and I'm not going to read it all, I don't think. I'm just going to read bits here and there, right? So it's coming. This is not a story I
sent you.
No.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean you're not gonna read it all? I was like, what the fuck you mean?
No, this is a bit long. Okay, so husband is going on a trip for 9 days with female running partner.
Oh, once again, this is one of those things.
Reasonable.
Hold on. This is one of those things, right? Like, people love to beef these type of things where it's like, sometimes you can do things with your friends platonically that are a different gender,
but we don't know the full story.
No, I'm just saying, because you read that story and everyone's mind instantly jumps to, oh, they're fucking.
Not necessarily, because if your brain went to, all right, like whatever, and initially I was like, all right,
yeah, I was like, whatever as well,
but then here comes the story, right?
I know it's gonna be fucking one of those, oh, they fucking.
Oh, she was right.
God damn it.
My 30 female husband, 33 male, is a sub-elite runner and has a female running partner. Call her Kate, 40. She's an elite runner. They've been friends for about 10 years, and he's basically friends with their husband and the kids too. She lives in her hometown while we have moved to another city, but they see each other about once a month. When we visit my stepdaughter and communicate via various forms of social media and text. The thing is, I feel like she's crossed multiple boundaries. Here are the examples. 1. Using my idea for a baby shower activity for him for the next day. After saying she isn't into the male baby showers and doesn't want to take time away from other people when she's going to spend time with him the next day anyway.
So she had an idea for like a baby shower for her husband, and then your one was like, nah, that's pointless. But then the next day went and did that exact plan for the husband. That is saucy as fuck. That is super sauce.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky person.
Don't rate.
Yeah, to be honest, this person's a red flag already.
Already, like, no. 2, she was invited to our wedding, which was supposed to be just family and our bridal party, but I agreed to her coming. She took a picture with my husband outside the gates of the church and posted it on her social media before I had even posted a picture of my husband and I.
And that's a toss up in the air, and I don't like posting him first. Like, it's really not that deep.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't like that it was. Why was it them two? Why wasn't it with the bride and groom? Like, I don't know.
Well, because like she's been friends with him for like 10 years. Like, and she's like, it's like if I took a photo with my mate on my wedding day, being like, yo, wagwan, and then he's like, and it's like caption, my boy's getting married or whatever, you know, like it's calm, like, and what is it? Is the wife gonna be like, I can't believe you posted that photo of you and my husband before I got to post the photos of any of my like wedding photos? I don't know, that's a stretch for me. That one I don't see as an example, to be honest.
Okay.
But the first one was super sauce.
Okay. On to number 3. When she met our baby for the first time, because she invited him to come running with her and another guy and stay in the house together, separate rooms, and he brought me with, she posted a pic of her to her status with the caption, my little doll, but I was blocked on said status. So essentially she took a picture with their baby and blocked her on the status and said my little doll.
That is the blocking is sauce. The caption cam, it's like, as in, because like once again, like besides, I think she's madly in love with this guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but let's go under the assumption that she wasn't. Like, we're trying to do the both sides. What's the situation of like your best friend's kid? It's like, oh my, like
my
if
little doll,
like
yeah.
you know, but the fact that she blocked her,
I know,
and she's posting that's saucy as fuck.
It is, isn't it?
You know, like it'd be a different story if they weren't on good terms and she was already blocked.
Yeah.
You know, and she posted that, but like, there's a lot of red flags here.
Agreed. 4. On the same trip, she kept telling me how bored I must be with all the running stuff, complained about sitting in the back seat with me because she was potentially going to get car sick. The other guy sat in the front as he had long legs, but kept saying she could sit next to our baby to look after her, and then told my husband on one of the runs that I'm much more comfortable with her now, and obviously took selfies to post on social media with him.
Oh my god! Like, once again, that statement of like, oh my god, you must be so bored.
That
is, it reminds me of the TikToks. You know that blonde girl who pretends to be like your boyfriend's best friend, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't know you're gonna come tonight, you know. And it's like, oh no, not that I didn't want you here. We just thought, you know, it's something we do, and we just thought it'd be boring for you. You know, that's what it reminds me of, and that is the red flag.
Oh my god,
100%
gives me the ick. Like, I can kind of get behind the car sick thing because I get car sick, so I'm not gonna blame her too much for that. But that you must be so bored is so triggering. Oh my goodness. 5. We ended up spending New Year's Eve with her family, and when she posted pictures of New Year's Eve, she thanked him for coming and took more pictures of him than us together, and lamented the fact that they didn't get much time together because he and I had to try put our baby to sleep, so couldn't sit with them the whole time.
Okay, at first I was gonna be like, oh, more photos with With him, that's not really that
What's
bad of
her
a thing.
obsession with his photos?
You know, she loves him. She prints out the photos and hangs them in her room. She has a mural. But no, like, once again, I think it's just the photos thing, not that sus. But the statement of like, oh, I couldn't spend enough time with him because you guys were here with the baby.
Oh my God, the child had to be put to bed. Oh.
And then it's like, why couldn't you just stay back home and stay with the baby while we were here? Having time.
Literally, this is kind of the vibe she's giving.
Nah, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, I don't rate it. This woman's saucy, bro.
Yeah, okay. Number 6. When we were first dating, she got upset because he wasn't talking to her because he and I were spending time together because he was moving to another city and we would have to do long distance.
Yeah, this girl's been wanting to be in your pants for a long time, bro. But the thing is, forget about this woman now. From his point of view, did she mention that she brought this up to her husband? Because I think from the husband's point of view, he might just be like, this is just a very good friend, right? Yeah. And he's not seeing the red flags because I know personally it is hard to see it when you're the one inside. Because they spent 10 years together. So you're just like, oh, it's just typical friend thing, you know? But to outside looking in, especially your wife who's dealing the brunt of all of these, you can see there's a problem here, you know? I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt that he hasn't noticed and stuff, but like, holy shit, like, I would like to know if she's saying these things to him and her, like, or just to her behind his back.
We don't know, but what I do want to maybe bring up in this episode, I guess, is like the whole kind of like friends, like leaving their friends when they're in a relationship, or like, you know, spending more time with them instead of their friends and stuff like that. Like, what's your take?
I think it's like, I think you should always still spend a good amount of time with your friends. Like, you just, like, as they always say, friends are there. Well, your friends will be there before and after your significant other, right?
Or, you know, after, or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever, you know? So, like, if your significant other leaves you, your friends will still be there for you. And
they'll forgive you.
You know, and but, like, the thing is, at the same time, you need to also spend time with your partner.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you need to spend time with your partner.
Yeah.
But don't let, like, obviously at the start it's really hard for people, like, because you're in the honeymoon stage. You're like, you're constantly like, oh, you want to be with them, whatever. But like, you need to get to this routine where it's like you still spend adequate time with your friends, or even communicate with your friends and do things with your friends, but still do things with your partner.
That's it.
There's a balance you have to strike. You know, that's how it works. You have to strike this balance. You know.
Yeah, but I feel like you know, if you were going out with your friends every single weekend, meeting them 6 evenings a week, that's no longer going to be the case, and it is a big adjustment for your friend group.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely going to feel like you're abandoning them, you know, a little bit.
Yes, obviously, like, if you are a friend group who are constantly like the type that are like, there are friends who are like that, who are always hanging around with each other every night.
Especially girls.
You know?
Girls tend to be very.
If you're hanging around with each other every night, I know you have a partner. It's obviously not going to be the same. It's going to be like 50% of the time, right? You know, and people have to get used to that. And you would hope that as your friends, they would understand that. It's like, yes, it's not like I don't want to see you guys, but I also have to spend time with my partner. You know, I have to. I'm in a situation where I'm not only owns to you, I'm also owns to my boo at home.
But I think a big thing of what you just said there is hope. A lot of people I noticed, especially people who haven't been in a relationship, find it hard to understand that, you know, especially the honeymoon phase where all you want to do is just be and talk to that person. Of course, that's expected. I remember one of my friends, when we first started dating, all I was doing was texting you all the time. Like, you know, we were always texting. And for years, you know, this was brought up like times and times again about how, like, I went through this phase, and I was like, I know, but like, we all go through that phase, you know? Yeah. And now she's at a phase where all she's doing is talking to, you know, the guy she's with. Yeah. And, you know, even like messaging him like while I'm around and stuff. And it's like, see what I mean? I can't get mad because exactly. I know because what it's like. I 100%. I'm like, it's whatever. Like, I remember exactly what it was like granted, I was 15. If that was me today and I was seeing my friend once a month, whatever, I would probably have full attention on them, just because as an adult, I feel like you're like, okay, I value my time with my friends, whatever. But I think it's just hard for people from the outside who haven't had a relationship to accept it.
But I think if you're mature enough, like, even whether you've been in a relationship or not, that should not be a determining factor. You know, you just understand, yes, this is my friend, but they now have like other parties besides me, you know?
It's just expecting people to mature, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, you know?
Let me just break it to you.
But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think the right goal is to try to strike that balance, honestly, with both your partners and with your friend. I think obviously it gets a lot easier the older you get. Like, back in the day, Nicoletta would have never let me go to London with the boys, but now she does, because you get older and you realize people do things with and without you. And
I think it's also building trust, though, because
yes, that's a big thing, the trust.
Like, I'm still like my friend group, because there's plenty of friend groups out there that you have. Looking at you. I think it's trust and maturity over time and whatever, but just the whole relationship thing is a bit saucy. On to the last point, and before we wrap up for today. Whenever they meet to run, she takes a picture of them together and posts it. And generally, when they see each other, he doesn't say no to me, but he doesn't like taking selfies with me, and I want memories with him to keep.
Nah, you can't do that.
No.
You can't do that. I would like to do that myself. Sometimes, like, because, like, but the difference is my friends take photos and they don't post them anywhere. So, like, I don't care about them taking photos with me, because I'm like, this is never going to see the light of day. Nicoletta takes photos and posts them everywhere.
100% not. 100% not. My feed has never even seen you.
I know, but you get what I mean. As in,
no,
like,
you don't.
Whatever. Also, I just don't like taking photos. Really,
You're becoming the guy in the story.
I don't like taking photos.
So you like taking pictures with all your friends, but not with me.
Moving back. Moving on. Anyway, it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week. Peace.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end your life. End your life.
Yeah.
Okay, till next time.
Peace.